Yeah, thanks, Jason. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm Jason Kenyo, just developer working for ICPAC. And today, let me see, I hope you can see my screen. I have some funny characters over here. Yeah, sorry. So I work for ICPAC as a developer. And when I joined, I was tasked of improving this East Africa Drought Watch. The system is this system was developed for East Africa region. And a brief introduction of what the system is. This is a public system. It is online, and you don't need anything to access it. The link is down here, drought.watch.icpac.net. And the system is majorly for monitoring drought conditions of the East Africa region. It provides 10-day warnings for developing an actual drought event that is near real time, but also you can get a recovery phases. That is when you're recovering from drought conditions, you can get information on that. To attribute, this system although is maintained by ICPAC, and we regularly continue to improve it, but initially we borrowed or adopted the technology from a Joint Research Center of European Commission, and we borrowed the idea from the Global Observatory, which is still online, but we modified it first to customize it for East Africa region, but also improved it to meet the needs of the region. At the moment, the system is hosted at IGAN Disaster Operations Center. An IGAN Disaster Operations Center is a state-of-the-art situation room, which is tasked with providing a regional multi-hazard early warning system. A brief about that is that at IGAD Disaster Operations Center, we have so many other tools for monitoring several other hazards, drought being one of them. And on top of all these tools, we have East Africa Hazard Watch, which is some sort of a single interface for all hazards. Now, after East Africa Hazard Watch, we have Drought Watch, which is a special system focused on a specific disaster. This is how the transfer of the technology was like from a global drought observatory to East Africa Drought Watch. So you can see there is a glaring difference in the interface, the color coding, and almost everything, including the indicator. You can see on the left, we have more of a coarse resolution indicator, but when you come to the right, the resolution has increased. So those are some kind of customizations we did to make or adopt this system for the region. But besides, we kept the science and the technology, but changed the context and also improved this system and the indicators so that it addresses the unique needs of the region. So during this improvement, one is we engaged stakeholders and users of the system in the region to know what they would like. Also, we worked closely with national institutions for their feedback and inputs on what exactly they would like to see, or what kind of information they want delivered. Also, we validated the drought monitor, that is the customized drought indicator with users and stakeholders in the government institutions. And we also continue to support the system and improve the data pipelines and workflows. We also harmonized this system with other early warning information that we have at ICPAC. This is the central indicator that we use for drought monitoring. We call it a combined drought indicator. And from the screen, this is the method, or the method that is used to derive this indicator. So first you start with anomalies in precipitation. And these anomalies, you take areas with dry conditions, and that it gives you areas that you're supposed to watch. That is areas that are likely drying or have dried. And then we overlay this anomaly of precipitation with anomalies in soil moisture. And the intersection of the two gives a warning phase. And this warning phase means the dryness out of deficit in rainfall has led into soil moisture deficit. That is, I don't have enough soil moisture content. And then we finally intersect this with vegetation condition anomaly. And the intersection of this now gives the alert phase, which is the most dire phase of drought condition. And it means that the rainfall deficit caused shortness in soil moisture, which led to dryness or stress in vegetation condition. After that condition, it means now if it is about farmers, they are not going to harvest enough food, so there will be food shortage and malnutrition and other conditions will follow. If it's about pastoralism, there will be less feed for the livestock, and so associated problems will follow. So those are the three drought phases that we monitor: the watch, warning, and alert, and how we arrive at them. But also we look at recoveries. That is when you're coming from drought conditions to non-drought conditions. And all this now gives us something we call convergence of evidence. It's enough you can also look at the precipitation and say we are seeing signs of drought. You can also look at the soil moisture and say we can see signs of drought. Likewise, you can look at the vegetation condition alone and talk of encroaching and drought conditions, but we don't do that. We look at all the three indicators to tell us the same story. So if all the three indicators converge into signs of drought, then more likely we are suffering drought. So that is what we mean with convergence of evidence. But beyond the science, we also look into social media. We also look into conversations in the mainstream media and see what if there are such kind of reports. For example, the National Institution is talking of some areas being affected by drought, or the media is reporting that animals are dying in some areas because of lack of feed, lack of water. Then if all these converge, then the better. So we have more evidence that this area is under drought. Then for the system, what can you do with the East Africa has a drought? Sorry. One is you can automatically get a report that you can also attach in your reports or as a PDF and share with the friends. Also, you can get visualizations of all these indicators that I mentioned, combined drought indicator, but also associated indicators, that is anomalies in precipitation, anomalies in soil moisture, and anomalies in vegetation condition, and other supportive and background and data sets. You can visualize those on the map, all those. Then you can download all these maps as graphs, or also as maps that you can embed in your presentations or reports. Also, there are rich background layers that you can use to enrich your report. Also, you can generate analysis based on political or administrative boundaries, but also you can use watershed protected areas or draw or come with your own boundary of area of interest. You can also generate time series. That is, you can look at the formation of drought over a given period of time, no limit for that. Then during this adoption stage, we learned a number of things. As I said, we moved from Global Drought Observatory to version 1 of East Africa Drought Watch. Now we are on version 2.0 of East Africa Drought Watch, and we are working on version 3 of the same system. And all this improvement involves lessons along the way. So one is In engaging the users and stakeholders, it's very keen, instrumental. Also, workflow integration comes as a priority. Also, as you continue improving and enhancing, there is a need to build the capacity of those people who are involved and using the system, but also improve the load capacity of your system so that they can handle the big data processing that might be involved. Looking in future, we are looking at scaling the system to national level. At the moment, we have it at the regional level. We're also looking at um, engaging more into research, and that is at the regional level, but also national level. And this is geared into improving the monitoring aspect of the system, but also improve the forecasting bit. At the moment, we are doing more of monitoring. For the forecasting, we are using the climate forecast produced by ICPAC, but also we want to add more forecast. At the moment, we are looking at precipitation forecast and temperature forecast, but it would be great to integrate also soil moisture forecast and vegetation condition forecast, and probably those one you are able to generate a forecast of the CDI, and this gives you some good information to work with in terms of early warning and anticipated action. Also, we are looking into improving the system functionalities based on user needs and requests. We are also looking into on this version 3.0 that we are working on. We are going to integrate the anticipatory action that will involve now early warnings and early actions. Also add directions and triggers for these anticipatory actions, and leverage more on emerging and modern technologies. And all this will be possible through partnerships and collaboration. Thank you. Over.
Thank you so much, Jason, for your presentation, and thank you so much again to Fabian and Eduardo. We are running a little bit late with the schedule, but I've seen that the chat is super active. So to all the speakers, I'll invite you to just go through the questions in the chat and see which ones are referred to you. I will now pass the floor to Bob again for the next part of the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Beatrice. And again, all the presentations will be online. And also we'll share the chat, I think, messages as well, if we can do that.